i-Afrika yonke mfethu iyatatshwa. Uyabona ukuyatatshwa i-Afrika. I-Afrika yonke mfethu kunomtapo.
The real owner is right here in this country. You know that? Who is he?
Hey, we don't care.
Well done to the Johannesburg High Court. Well done. Now, the sense of human trafficking Malawians.
Let me repeat. It is not unreasonable, nor is it xenophobic, to insist that we know who is entering our country, from which country they are coming from, and for what purpose. We must also be honest. Not every cry from a South African on immigration is rooted in xenophobia.
Hello and welcome to the channel. Let's take a look at the updates to the story briefly. Now, good news, South Africans and all those who value South Africa as a country. There were some Chinese nationals that were recently sentenced in South Africa due to the issue that has been raised by Dudula of illegal immigration. Now, the South African Parliament are now discussing immigration, and guess what? And there are other politicians who are bringing in valid points. Nothing like what Julius Malema is saying on social media. So is the EFF pretending, or is Julius Malema the rogue agent calling Operation Dudula thugs and then going on to slander them in follow-up tweets? Let's take a look at the sentiments that came in. What are your thoughts on this? Let's take a look.
It is not unreasonable, nor is it xenophobic, to insist that we know who is entering our country, from which country they are coming from, and for what purpose. This is what any sovereign state does. The moment you allow people and goods to cross your borders without proper knowledge and control, you are inviting instability. Today we are debating the Immigration Amendment Bill at a time when tensions and temperatures are rising across South Africa on the issue of immigration. Let us be frank, our problem as a country is not the absence of laws. Our problem is the lack of implementation of the very same laws we already have. If immigration laws were applied consistently, firmly and fairly, South Africa will have controlled migration. The worst mistake we can make as members of this house is to bury our heads in the sand, to pretend not to hear, not to see, not to feel the frustrations of ordinary South Africans. These frustrations are real. They are expressed in communities where irregular immigration is visible, where laws are openly flouted, and where South Africans feel abandoned by the state. It is precisely when government does not enforce its own laws that movements like Operation Dudula gain momentum. They thrive in the vacuum left by state inaction. Honorable members, let me be clear. We support the movement of people. We support the right of people to enter South Africa, but they must do so through legal channels. We must make it easier for foreign nationals to enter and leave the country, but only legally. Equally, we must make it more difficult and indeed impossible for anyone to enter our country illegally. If our systems worked, the arrest and deportation of undocumented migrants will be a last resort and not the front line of enforcement. Let me repeat, it is not unreasonable, nor is it xenophobic, to insist that we know who is entering our country, from which country they are coming from, and for what purpose. We must also be honest. Not every cry from a South African on immigration is rooted in xenophobia. Many of these cries are about fairness, safety, and respect for the law. This bill must therefore be more than tightening words on a paper. It must be about a clear commitment to apply the law, to protect our borders, to respect human dignity, and to restore the confidence of South Africans in their parliament and their government.
The challenges of illegal immigration into South Africa
have been in the making for 20 years because of the failure of successive ANC governments to secure the borders of South Africa. The Border Management Agency, which was created recently, is underfunded and does not have adequate resources to discharge their task. Large sections of our borders are not patrolled or monitored. And this has led to an influx of undocumented people coming into the country undetected. To successfully address the issue of illegal immigration, we need to capacitate the BMA, address the pull and push factors that contribute towards the inflow of undocumented migrants, such as regional instability, lack of economic growth, and South African employers who hire undocumented immigrants to sidestep labor laws. The high numbers of foreigners flocking into the country does not have to mean that we lower our basic stance of human dignity that must be afforded to all. The bill will ensure that illegal foreigners due for deportation are handled in a just and equitable manner, and that their rights to human dignity must be counterbalanced with the right of the South African state to maintain its territorial integrity. The bill, for instance, provides that an immigration officer may only arrest for deportation of an illegal foreigner after having thoroughly interviewed him or her to establish whether it would be in the interest of justice for that foreigner to be detained and deported. This provides for a law of general application on how to handle immigrants in a humane and legally logical way. We are in support of this bill. Thank you, Speaker.
And I just saw the six, I think there's 6 or 5 Chinese that were arrested and were sentenced to 20 years each for human trafficking. And there's a lady that is in court with them, but she's not arrested, right? And she's screaming at the top of her lungs, like, these people are innocent. We actually have a big boss. There's a bigger boss. His name is Mr. Lin, and he's from Bruma. And she is like, all she needs is a platform, okay? Because she is willing to spill all the beans. Like, she is, and I think she's the daughter of one of the accused. So, oh my goodness, this is so interesting, and I'm just shook, you know, because she has a lot of information and she is not scared to share it. So please, guys, let's get this lady a platform. This person.
What happened is the 14-year-old came to my place since he knows that I'm a community leader and an activist. So he told me that this lady took them from Mozambique without their parents knowing, and now they are working and they are selling vegetables on the street. She doesn't pay them. The kids don't bath. She doesn't even provide food for them. She only gives them pap and potatoes every day, only at night. So apparently last week she got one of the boys, the 14-year-old, beaten by 2 guys to an extent that he urinated and even urinated blood.
The boy's alleged trafficking has sparked renewed concerns over the country's porous borders and its implications for minors. The suspect returns to court on the 2nd of September.
The biggest problem that we have made, the political atmosphere in South Africa does not read the room. They have allowed this illegal foreign nationals in South Africa because it became easy. And the thing that nobody's talking about is the corruption within Home Affairs. When we are selling papers daily, absolutely daily, from Marabastad to Byron Place to every single Home Affairs, that is the thing that the minister must, number 1, fix. It's his own Home Affairs officials that has put South Africa in this trouble. So they are all earning money, but they're all eating from the outside. We are putting South Africans against each other every day. but we're not reading what is going on behind the scenes.
Kuyatatshwa yonke le nkinga zepolitiki iyatapa eAfrika. Uyabona onke lamazwe anganaba belungu osopolitiki bakhona abatapa udede nama associates abo amaphoyisa bona fanele awekho umthetho awukho bayitapela ukuthanda iAfrika iyatatshwa. Yes, batapa bebodwa as ama group bebehlangana namanye ama group aqhamuka kwamanye ama continent bayatapa. Manje iSouth Africa akutapeki kahle baphazanyiswa belungu. Yingakho ke sebephume umkhankaso o against ulungu. So isikhodo bawesigebengu uthi ipolitiki yakhe nokuthi axatshana nabelungu akuzondwa abelungu ngoba they want to get rid of abelungu. Siphukuphuku somuntu ukucabanga ukuthi makuhamba abelungu kusho isafe yethu. Kuhamba abelungu sigaxele masimba. Kade mbona nampa eThekwini uyababona benza nani osomatekisi negenge yama meter sex. Uyababona benza nene egoli. Yona impilo ke siyiphila nabantu bakithi abamnyama makuhamba belungu. These people can't wait mfethu bajahile bajaha ukutapa. Uma kuukuthi lamazwe anganabo abelungu ayisibonele esihle iSouth Africa engafunda kuso. Yini pho iSouth Africa wadlula kangaka kwezomnotho? Yini South Africa wahlonke lamazwe uma uzobheka ipopulation yakhona neGDP yakhona siwahlula onke lamazwe. Why pho thina kufanele kube ukuthi akubonelwa kithi thina sibonela kubo? Asizodlala igebengu la and abaningi abasha abalandela iEFF badlala umalema ipolitika yaziyo kuphela ipolitiki yasekudingisweni wazi ukuthi axoshwe umlungu ukuze kuvuleka amathuba stop.
Well, there you have it, sentiments coming in there, and of course those presentations from Parliament which clearly showed that the EFF is aware of what the people of South Africa have been complaining about. Not just the EFF, we saw Rise Mzansi, we saw even MKP make their presentations, but most people are for what South Africans are saying. Even Ibosa, remember Umusimaimane coming hard on Dudula. They all understand all the issues that Dudula is raising, but they want to treat it with kid gloves, forgetting that this is an issue that the people on the ground have been feeling, not today, not last month, but for almost 10 years of it being left unattended, and it has reached a level where there is so much strain. Now, guys, what are your thoughts on these Chinese that have been taking advantage of Africa, not just South Africa? Ningi. What they are doing though in South Africa is top level evil, taking people and giving them forced labor and giving them such stringent working conditions. What are your thoughts on all of these issues? There are lots of things, man, that come with illegal immigration, and it is unfortunate that human trafficking is part of the issues, that issues like terrorism can easily find a spot to fester, issues such as you have seen high crime rate. There's a lot that comes with it and cannot go unattended for any longer. But it's a good thing that Parliament is standing up. This may be the reason that Julius Malema has been going off on social media at Dudula, because it sounds like the EFF caucus forced him to approve this bill, because what he is saying on Twitter and what this lady said in Parliament, chalk and cheese, it could be. Please give this video a thumbs up and let's hope for the best. See you on the next one.